So whether it's morning, evening, or afternoon, I'm just glad that you guys had decided to vibe with. Yes, hey y'all, what's up? It's poppin'. I hope y'all feeling amazing, doing amazing, and just being amazing overall. And if not, it's okay. It's alright, my friend. Because you know why? Bad times don't last forever. Because after every storm, there is a rainbow. And you're getting closer and closer every day to that pot of gold, that light of the tunnel, whichever one you prefer, my friend. I'm here for you. I'm rooting for you, and I know you got this. Okay? To the ones that are new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. And for the ones that are not new to this, but true to this, hey y'all, what's up? What's poppin'? As you guys may know, it is Friday, of course, so you know it's a vibe. It is a vibe all the time. So I'm very, very pleased to announce that we have made it to the 20th guest appearance mark, and I'm so grateful for that. Y'all know now, so the next milestone is for us to reach 30, and hopefully by December 31st, 2025, we can make that. Fingers crossed. So please book your sessions. And as also, I am taking Zoom appearances too. I'm a little bit nervous about that, but you know, I think that'll be good too. So please tell a friend, you know, come vibe out with me and be a guest. So this could be all about you. Okay? So before we get into it today, I will let the 20th guest that we have take the floor, and then we'll get into the focus, check how he's feeling mentally, and we're going to get right into it. So without further ado, I pass it to my guest.
What up? It's Primetime Tez in the building. Shout out E.
Thank you.
Feel me? Came to vibe out. Came to have a conversation, you know. I got a lot to say, so what better way than to, you know, instead of like calling a friend and venting, what better way to, you know, come and do a podcast, you know, especially back in my old stomping grounds where I used to have my pod at. Shout out Chico Brando, shout out King Shay. We made a lot of history in this very room, man. A lot of memories popped up in my brain just being in here. So, like I said, what better way than to, you know, come express myself, come, you mean, chop it up with you, than to be here. So let's get it.
Okay. So, you heard me, y'all. So, we're going to talk about a lot of, well, not a lot of topics, but I feel like these topics are going to dive down into some things that may expand a little bit more. So the focus that we will be talking about today is music, sports, and culture. So if you're new here, I always check the temp in the room with the guests to see how their vibes is today, and then we go straight into the vibes. So how are you feeling?
I'm good. I'm blessed. I'm motivated. Yeah, I mean, it's not too much with it for real. I definitely feel good though right now, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We like that. You know, over here we try to make sure our guests feel comfortable as possible, as well as, you know, vibing out with guests is all about them for today, and we get to learn a little bit more about them. So
yeah,
this is interesting.
Yeah.
So without further ado, y'all, let's get into it. I know y'all probably looking like, why I got these glasses on? Y'all, the lights in here be blasting, and I put oil on my face, so yeah, and but I might take them off during the session. I may be, but if not, you know, y'all see my face so many times. But let's get into it. So we're going to introduce him a little bit more, give a little bit warm up so we can digest into who he is. And you said you like to be called Primetime Tez.
That's what I've been called since I was like a teenager, really.
Okay.
Feel me? Yeah, for sure. That's the stage name. That's the brand name. So that's what we going by.
So since I asked that, because you know, y'all, I'm doing like the introductions so we can know who we vibing with today.
Sure.
What is the meaning behind that name?
Primetime Tez. I started making music really young. I started recording really young, and I started performing really young. And I found myself like performing like any and everywhere. And you know, I would bring dancers with me, strobe lights. Like I would really try to make it a show. I never wanted to, you know, be like just the guy rapping on stage with his homeboys, pants sagging, barely rapping in the mic, barely know his own music, like smoking and all that. Like I always, you know, wanted to make it a show with everything that I've, you know, done. Even down to like recording, like just like me. I used to make my studio sessions like not an event, but like you know, just real charismatic, like just real over the top, right? Like that's kind of where the prime time came from. It's like, yo, it's your time, you know what I mean? Like you the main event, you the guy, you the people, you who the people coming to see Waterwall. You know what I mean? Like I always, you know, just wanted that, you know, a part of my brand. Plus, you know, growing up, my favorite athlete was Deion Sanders, and he always had like a bigger than life kind of persona with him. And always, you know, wanted to take after that when it came to making music and recording and stuff like that. So, and performing, really performing. Like that was like the major thing. But yeah, for sure.
Okay, that's so. Cause y'all, I never knew that. Like I never knew that, so that was good to learn. So I'm learning. Y'all learning with me. Cause on here, y'all have like the government. Y'all know I go about government. So I'm sorry. That's why it's always important to ask your people, the clients, whatever you serving, what they like to be addressed by.
For sure, for sure. I mean, off camera, you know, I don't mind, but
yeah, for safety purposes, because I was like, I don't know, but okay, that's dope, and that also ties into like the question I had that impacts everything you said. Like, so tell us a little bit about your story. So, like, what experience shaped your love for the music, the sports, and the culture?
Well, okay, so I guess we can start with music and then dive into sports.
That's how the order is too.
Aware, okay. So the music, when I was young, when I was like probably once like 7, 8 years old, you know, I was just like going through a lot between like my grandma getting sick, my mom, she was, you know, in the streets doing her thing, you know, doing drugs, trying to get right. My aunt and my uncle, me and my siblings. So I had to like take in a lot as a kid. Now that I look back at it, I don't even know how I'm not freaking nuts running around everywhere at this point.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, nah, it's a great thing. But part of that was because of the love of the music. It started off as just writing poetry, like, cause I didn't have like. I just had a knowledge of like, oh, get a beat and write on a beat and go to the studio. I didn't have those resources. I'm 8, 9 years old at this point. Like, all I had was a notepad and a pen, you know, or a pencil or whatever. And just used to just write and just express myself. And kind of just fell in love with it, you know. I remember buying like the 50 Cent albums, the Kanye West albums, Lil Wayne, Rick Ross. I mean, even on the R&B side at that point, Omarion, Lil Bow Wow. I ain't gonna lie, Lil Bow Wow was a big influence for me growing up. You know, just being young and just popping. Like, you know what I mean? He was a couple years, of course, he a couple years older than me, but just seeing him be young and doing his thing, like that was big for me. But yeah, nah, the music just played a big part into just me being able to express myself, get things off my chest. Cause I just felt like at that time I really just didn't have nobody to talk to. My little brother, he was just too young at the time. He didn't know what was going on. My older sister, I don't know. We just didn't have that kind of relationship when we were younger to have those kind of conversations. I felt like we came from like 2 different worlds. So the music was there. My mom wasn't there. You know, I didn't know my dad at the time. So that was really all I had. You know what I mean? So when it came to music, it was just like that. I don't know. It was just like an automatic love for me. And so, you know, I get a little older. Let's see. Sports came into play. Sports was forced on me, honestly, and I'm glad it was, because sports was one of them things where at the time you don't know how much you need it until like you need it in real life. Like, damn, I'm glad I learned, you know, to work hard. And things get hard, you keep going. Hey, you might be losing at the moment, but hey, it's a second half to this. Just come out second half, do your thing. Like, it's so many, you know, comparisons from sports to just real life, period. Yo, don't make no excuses. Be accountable, stuff like that. So sports for me was always just a tool to, I mean, you know, whether you want to take it professionally or not, I feel like it's always been a tool for especially young black guys, you know, coming from the hood and just needing some kind of outlet. Like I said, some guys that hey, it changed their life, you know what I mean? It changed their financial circumstances. For guys like me, it just changed my mindset, you know. It put me in the right places. I met the right people. I got brotherhoods. I got guys I played ball with at like 10, 11 years old. We still friends to this day. I can call them for anything, vice versa. So sport, and I wasn't the best athlete in the world. You know, I was pretty good. Like I got better as I got older, but by the time I got older, the music for me kind of took over. I want to say like my sophomore year of high school is when it really got to a certain point where I'm like, all right, yeah, I really just want to do music. Like football, cool. I love football. I was having fun playing football. I got a chance to move up to varsity after my freshman year.
Okay.
So it was fine, right? I didn't have an issue with football. I really just had a passion for music at the time. And I want to say like by middle school, you know, I'm doing both. I found somebody I can record with. I'm writing songs to beats. I'm getting better. I'm performing at whether it was like high school parties or at that time, I think like I had a homegirl or something having a 13-year-old party, whatever. I'm going to her joint, performing at her joint, you know what I mean, homeboys and stuff like that. Block parties around the way, like I'm doing it all at that time. And so, like I said, the music just kind of took over for me. So by the time I got to high school, like that's what I was doing. And that's kind of where the Primetime thing came from. Like shout out DJ Prolific, he had me performing at everybody prom across the city. If you ain't see me perform at your prom, it's probably because I was at somebody else's prom. Right? So it was that. It was Sweet 16s at that time. It was pool party, just any and everywhere. Like I'm talking about like it'd be a bar in the hood somewhere. They got a DJ in there with a mic. Let's get it. We in there, right? So yeah, I don't know if I answered your question, but I got a problem with prolonged answers for sure. But yeah, that's kind of just the background between like music and sports for real. And that's kind of just been lifesavers for me, honestly. To be honest, yeah.
That's a good start. So like with music, I hear like that was your safe space.
For sure.
That was a place where you were able to express your feelings, whatever was going on, and then going back to the artists that you looked up to. They're listening to like how they put their pain and stuff in the music. So I always say like music is an outlet that can help people on so many levels that you don't know. Like for me, I'm not really into the raw music unless I'm outside. Unless I'm outside, but like when I'm like on a regular basis, Brent Fayez and Wale is playing on repeat. Okay, like they are playing.
Shout out DC.
They are playing like no other way. Also, too, like when people always say poetry, I always think of Flowetry. Like them two, the way they develop their style and stuff, and then when they separate ways. I still listen to Marsha Ambrose and stuff like that. Like their music is a gateway to help you when you're going through things, and then by you being so young. That's another thing. Sometimes, like, at that time, you know, most kids is like, it's so many things that they can do. And by you just writing and listening to music, that's a big stepping stone for you. Oh, yeah. It kind of, honestly, like, matured me in a way. Like, OGs even to this day say, like, you had an old soul even when you was, like, 16. Like I used to really sit outside and like talk to older guys just about life and just everything. And they'd be like, "Yo, how old are you?" I'd be like, 14. Man, man, get your ass in the house, man. Man, I'm out here having a conversation. But it was just like, but music did that for me, honestly. Like, just took my mental elsewhere. So that's why I say it was definitely a lifesaver mentally. I think football and basketball. Was a mental too, more physical if anything, but definitely mental for sure. But yeah, it's love. So it's love. Just a little rundown. So like, yes, music. That for like, even though you did sports, everything, but music was like that's my love language. That's me. That's me. Period. For sure. But sports for dudes, I see, especially in the city, that's where the brotherhood come in. That's where like learning how to be a man from the coaches and stuff like that. For sure. So that's a good thing, and we'll also go deep into that, y'all. If you were watching through the YouTube or whatever, you see he has a uniform on too. So we're gonna talk a little deep about that soon. Yeah. So he can break it down to y'all how that goes. I'm not gonna speak on it, but he's gonna break it down to you. And you also said you wanted to focus on culture. So how does like culture that shaped your experience within life and stuff?
Well, yeah, I mean, our culture, I mean, it's everything. It's all we know, right? Like, I think I got more into, like, culture as I got older. When I started, like, really paying attention to the world. When I started to, like, ask 1,000 questions on why is this like that, and where does this come from, and, you know, what is the history with this, that, and the third. And so, you know, I mean, culture is everything. Culture could be anything. So when you say culture, like,
so we're gonna dive into like the culture of growing up.
Okay.
So we can dive into that.
Growing up, like in the projects, or just
whatever you feel comfortable talking about within that.
Oh, I mean, like I said, that could be anything. That could be literally anything.
So I guess we're gonna hold off on that because we do have questions.
I will say this though. I will say this though. Like, I got into culture more when I started my podcast because I wanted to be able to bring real conversations to the table, relatable conversations, relevant conversations to the people that was listening to me. So when it comes to just like whether it's pop culture, black culture, world, whatever, I got more into that side. That side of me came more when I started my podcast.
So then, since you said that, elaborate on that then.
What, the pod?
Yeah, the culture that you serve. Just like everybody has a purpose of what they're doing. Like within your music, what's the audience you're trying to get? Within sports, who do you want to see you? And then with podcasts, everybody has a certain audience. Us over here, we don't do that bias, none of that. Like all countries, race, all that. I'm here for it. Shout out to all everybody that be listening. Curse and all that. Sing on poor, like, you know.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, I know when it came to the podcast, I mean, we would talk to anybody that would listen. Right? Like anybody with an ear. We really didn't discriminate. I mean, if I had to, you know, be specific on a demographic, I would definitely say, you know, anything between 18 to 38, 40 years old. You know, I mean, we did have some old heads that listened, 60 plus that listened to us, and was like, y'all young people crazy, right? So which was fun. Like, I love that, right? Like, cause if you ever noticed, the greats reach different generations. When you become a household name, household name means the baby know you, the kid know you, the older kid know you, the parents know you, and the grandparents know you, right? So I always thought of myself to aim for that when it came to that. But like I said, when it came to the podcast, I mean, of course, like our people listen to it more than anything, and that's what we were talking to. Yeah, and it was love. It was a good run. I think we went 2 years doing the podcast. And you know, that shit is hard. That shit is tough. That shit is tough. Everybody like, we're not gonna bring it back. Yo, it's not as easy as what I'm sure you.
Yes, it's
you know. It's just not as easy. And then we had like so many different people a part of it. So many different schedules. So many just couldn't be as consistent as we wanted to. So we kind of held off on it for real. I've had a couple different people hit me up wanting me to bring my own show back, but I didn't feel right doing it. Just based on, you know, it started with me and my guy Brandon. Shout out Chico Brando. Just didn't feel right doing it without him. Still don't to this day. It's my guy. We talk every day. Yeah, so, you know, it was a good run though. Think before you speak. Yeah. Sure.
Okay.
I hope I'm answering your question.
You are, but this is dark, so y'all, this is another thing too. I be telling people, and y'all know too. When I started out, we were not doing questions. We was freestyling. Like, this is a freestyle type of vibe, but the questions, because like now how it is, like we reached to 20, so it's like sometimes, like he said, like when you do stuff, you gotta switch it around. And I always make the joke, like, y'all, Wu-Tang, like watching the documentary Wu-Tang, that helped me understand like everything. And my favorite character is Old Dirty Bastard. He didn't care what he said and what he did. And the person that played him was dope, okay? And his son on tour, taking over for him and stuff, all that is dope.
Oh, that is dope.
And what all the joke, I will always say, like, I'm a one-man army on a song. Meaning, like, I'm the only one doing this. So, at times, like, within this podcast, then, like, at first freestyling, cool, like, I still had this iPad. If you OG, you seen this iPad still here. Like, I'm just going off the form. But now it's like, it's getting so deep, and y'all like this, why not give the questions to dive deeper into helping the listeners and viewers understand, as well as me. And then also, you learning from yourself, because the whole purpose is educational and wellness, but it can be with any topic. Like,
sure,
good, the bad, because you learn from it. But
can I say this real quick? So, like, because you did send me the questions, I didn't read them on purpose.
But that's
because
okay.
I'm such a freestyler. Like, I'm such a I want to have a genuine conversation. I want you to actually, I want you to ask questions that I don't even know what you're about to ask me, so I can give you a real genuine answer, right? Like, I didn't want to read them and have to like prepare my life. She asked me this, I'm gonna say this. Like, I'm just not. That's just not me, right? Like, I love that. I love the preparation. Like, on your side, yes, that's professional as fuck. Like, you should definitely do that, right? I just think for me as the guest, I'm not gonna read them because, like I said, I want to give you genuine answers first.
And that's honesty. You know, we love honesty feedback. But that's the thing too. Like, I do give them for heads up, just so you know, because I don't want nobody to feel like they're getting set up. You know, you don't want nobody to be like, oh, she asking questions, especially if you don't feel comfortable with it.
Oh yeah, nah.
Because I'll never forget, y'all. I sat on my first ever panel. If y'all seen that before graduation, shout out to Love Viewers at Middle State University, my HBCU. They gave me the forefront, my first time ever to sit on a panel, and they sent me the questions, and I did practice some of them. But then I was like, you know what? If the questions come up, whatever question came up, I just went off the top of the dome. Because for me, they helped me also understand, like, okay, we're going to send you these questions because these questions may come up. You don't have to have a perfect answer, no, because this is about you. We just want to know your answer. So what you said, yes, I thank you for that. But for safety purposes and your purpose, I don't want you to. One thing about me, in my personal and professional life, I do not force anything onto no one, and I don't want no one to feel uncomfortable in my space.
Absolutely.
That's one thing. Like, you do not want your guests, me for clients, you know, working with children, family, nobody feel uncomfortable. You know, I like to give the information and break it down to you so you can understand. Because, like, you know, in life we have some hiccups where it's like, oh my gosh, I wasn't prepared, or I didn't read, but it's okay. And with this, I tell people all the time, and I told him too, you do not have to, like, you know, don't have the answer set, but I'm just letting you know these questions may be answered. Like, I can write out so many, but they may not be answered out of my mouth verbally because you might already touch base on it.
Yeah, for sure. No,
So
I definitely appreciate that.
Yeah,
for sure.
But the topics, I always make sure, like, they're like, so y'all know, get a little glimpse of, okay, this is what they talking about, and the questions will follow along with it. But some questions may not be asked because you already touched base on it. If that makes sense.
Listen, you know, me being in this space for a couple years that I was into it, you know, I like having an uncomfortable conversation. Me personally, like, I like that shit. I ain't gonna lie, like, I'm cool with it for real. You know, I know you got your thing all laid out, but when it come to me, like, I'm good with it. You know what I mean? You can ask me whatever you want.
Yeah, because most of the time, like I said, if y'all OGs here or you be here, sometimes the iPad will be open, sometimes it will be closed. But, you know, it's still going to be a conversation. It's still a vibe. It's still raw and uncut. But I always do the questions sometimes to have it there, like, okay, especially the introductions, because that gets you to understand who are you listening to, who you watching, and to get a feel on if you want to follow them, because y'all also know I promote the pages and stuff, their socials and everything. So
I just appreciate, you know, the time you took out. That's a lot to write. That's a lot to write. I definitely appreciate you. And, you know, it goes to show your passion and love for this. You know what I mean? And honestly, like I said, like, me being in this space the years that I was in, you have to have some kind of love and passion for this. Like, there's no way in hell somebody could do this for money. Like, it's just no way. Like, you gotta love it some way, somehow. You know what I mean? Not saying that you don't want to eventually get the money from it. Nobody's saying that. But just starting out, you gotta start from scratch, and you gotta love that shit. You gotta fall in love with the journey, the ups, the downs. You know, stay even keel. Don't get too high on the wins. Don't get too low on the losses. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yep. So.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Yeah. No pressure.
But yeah, y'all. So you want to be a guest, just know you will have some questions, but they may not be answered all the way, and that's okay. You know, because it's just a conversation. Because most of the time, too, with the guests that come here, this is their first sessions, and this is not his, of course, with them being on a platform, because he has his own platform. Yeah. But sometimes, too, y'all, half of the guests I'm just first meeting in person. Like, some of us are first just meeting. Yeah. And I also built that rapport of making sure you're comfortable, you know, like when you're talking to people online and stuff, texting them and stuff, you want to make sure the vibe is still there.
We have some kind of rapport, right? Like, we're pretty cool, right? So, you know, it's all love. The energy's there. We good. Let's get it, yeah.
So, yeah, that's just a little heads up. And I also touch base on it here and there when I do my own, by myself, the series Vibing with E alone. Like, you know, the whole purpose of Vibing Out with Guests, I tell a story all the time, is to explore people from the city, maybe people from all around the world, just to vibe out, hear what they gotta say, and learn from them in networking. You know, you never know what we may need. And also, too, this is a passion that I had at first. Like I say, it was just for fun. Like, it was for fun. Like, I just wanted to talk about any and everything. People say they just love to hear me talk and just love to hear me say anything. So I was like, all right, cool. But the series I did, well, not the series, the vibe I did for men's mental health when the podcast dropped, that's when it was like, okay, I need to take this serious and talk about things that draw attention. And it did, and we on 2 years, and now we got like, what, 120 something episodes.
There we go.
And we on the 20th guest appearance.
Keep it going.
You know.
Let's get it. Yeah.
So
yeah,
yes, it's not easy, but you know, gotta do what you gotta do.
Somebody gotta do it.
Yeah. So now let's get back into it. So we're still in the introduction topic, so like this icebreaker, warming up until you touch base onto the main topics you want to talk about.
Yeah, nah, I'm going. I'm vibing with you. There we go.
So the next topic we're going to talk about, well, not topic. The next question is, if someone was to say, like, if someone was to ask, who is Primetime Tez? Like the type, beyond the titles, how would you describe yourself in just a few words?
Just a workhorse. Just somebody that doesn't feel like he's getting better until he makes the people around him better. Doesn't feel like he's doing anything if he doesn't, you know, put somebody on or help somebody get to the next level. Like, I'm all about, you know, the team. Like, I'm all about, like, if you're around me, like, if you're not winning, I'm not winning. If I'm not winning, you're not winning. You know. What else can I say? Just a very kind-hearted person. Like, you the last slice of pizza in the box when you're really hungry.
I wasn't expecting it. I was expecting, you know, they say shirt off your back, y'all, but hey, you learn something new every day.
That too, so. For sure. That too. And, you know, I'm a rider. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to rock out with you. Whatever you want to do. Now, I'm going to tell you if it's for you or not. I'm going to tell you, hey, you know, I think you should. You can go that way, but hey, don't be surprised if you go that way and this happens. Like, I'm always trying, you know, get game and stuff like that. And I'm always a listening ear. Like, you know, like I said, when I was younger, I'm talking to the OGs. They telling me about life before it happened. So that's who I am for real. Just somebody that soaks up game and then squeeze it back out for somebody else. You know what I mean?
So, if y'all knew, I'm big on education. So, like, with him saying, like, you're learning something and you're giving it back out. So, like, you're within, like, the older generation was teaching you, you were listening, and you took them jewels and you're teaching it to the next generation. And that's dope, because, you know, it'd be crazy how things happen. Like, oh, I heard this time. Okay, let me educate you. And I'm real big on saying, like, you do not have to go to school to learn. You don't. You can learn in any aspect, to the point where you're the student and you got somebody teaching you, and then reverts, like, you're teaching somebody, like, you're the teacher right there, and then they're the student.
I mean, it's a full circle moment for me. A lot of things that I learned, a lot of things that was said to me when I was a child, when I was a player coming up, even as an artist coming up, I found myself telling the younger generation the same thing. Literally, like, even when it comes down to my kids, like, it's like, no, we're not getting McDonald's. We got food in the house, right? Like, it's just like, yo, I hated when my mom said that shit. And I could have sworn when I got older that if my kids wanted something, I would just get it. But it's not that simple when you in that predicament, right? Like, now it's like, yeah, nah, I get it. I understand why she used to come home and close her door. Like, it's just little stuff like that, you know what I mean?
It's like, what they call it is like a cycle. Y'all know I'm in grad school too, so I'm learning all these theories. I'm not trying to say it wrong, but it's like a psychological theory. Like, you know, we grow up, we be like, I'm not doing what my mother and father did to my kids, but sometimes it slips, it happens. So, but it's okay.
No, dead ass. And then you gotta think about, like, all right, if my mom and dad or guardian or whoever didn't do that, where would I be? Who would I be? Like, damn. And if I don't do some of the things that they did to get me to this point to my kids, then where are my kids gonna end up? You know, so it's definitely one of them things where it's like, you know, you can't don't go against everything. Like, it's some things, don't get me wrong, it's a lot of things that I wish we could like reprogram ourselves, go back and relearn, you know, because a lot of times, you know, a lot of parents, especially coming from our communities, they raised us off survival. Right, and me working with kids now, I see the difference. The football organization that I coach for, we have a lot of like mixed kids that either come from the hood, or they come from the counties, or they come from a 2-parent household, or they come from a 1-parent household, or their grandparents are taking care of them. Like, it's a whole bunch of just different situations, all in one team, all in one organization, and you can see it within the child that some of their parents are raising them off survival, and then some of them are literally just raising them off love and showing them the way, gentle, right? Not so hardcore, or not projecting their fears onto their kids based on whatever they went through, based on their failures and stuff like that. It get rough, but that, you know, a lot of times that'll happen as well, and that's how I was raised, honestly. So it's a lot of things that I had to go back on and be like, all right, she only told me to move that way so I wouldn't end up here, right? But that might not be my situation. That was her situation, and that's why she threw it on me. Like, right? So little things like that, and then you just go back, kind of, you know, erase the chalkboard, and, you know, write your own stuff down. You know what I mean? So
yeah, like shout out to Mike too. I had him last week. For a guest appearance, and he talked a lot about fatherhood and him winning his custody battle, and we touched base, like, yo, I don't have no children, I don't have no children, but we touched base on, you know, like, there's no manual on how to raise your kids.
Not at all.
It's not.
It's really based on your circumstances. Like, it's sad to say, but that's
that. But also too, like, how do you structure things? You know, like, how do you handle these things? Like, for me, when I work with the children I serve, I put myself, that's where the empathy comes in. You're putting yourself into their shoes. How would you want to be treated? Yeah. And right now, I'm working with a population in high school. So it's like, you have to meet them where they at for real. If you're not meeting them where they at, you're lost.
All right, so I'm glad let me ask you this, because I worked with high schoolers at one point, and I tried to do that. I don't think I was the best at it because I was still young with it. So it's like, when it was like me meeting them halfway was almost me, like, damn it, trying to, I ain't gonna say trying to be them, but like trying to, I felt like I was trying to fit in with them when I'm the adult, nigga. Like, ain't no fitting in with y'all. So it's like that halfway point that you speaking on, I literally was trying that, but I just didn't feel right. But then at the same time, I'm like, nah, fuck that. You just gonna have to be Big Bad Wolf, and they just gonna have to get with the program. But then when you do that, they get rebellious, right? So it was just, that's why I'm middle school is like my ceiling. Like, elementary to middle school, my ceiling for sure.
If y'all know, when I started the journey, elementary, when I started to document and give y'all the stories on internship, when I did it with elementary, middle school, it was like, I had challenges with them. Every child you're going to come across, you're going to have challenges, regardless if it's adolescent, you know, preschool, youth, all that. You're going to deal with that.
Yeah, it's going to be something. They're going to try.
But what I've learned too from undergrad, shout out to my professors, supervisors that helped me, is that you have to be yourself. You have to be yourself. And then sometimes, like you said, putting your foot down, it gets to a point. Because y'all, when I did that the first time ever, within working with elementary and middle school girls, well, middle school girls mainly, it hurt me. It was like, oh my God, they going to eat me up. But then it was like, they needed that. Because when I left too, it made a big impact to them, that it really was like, you know, sometimes the saying tough love, sometimes you got to give that to someone. And then also too, you always have to come in there as who you are. Don't change up, you know. Don't change up on them, because you never know if they need you. Like, it was some of the girls that I worked with that would personally come to me and be like, I need you. You're helping me. Like, I'm not getting this. And it would bring me into so much emotions, because like, oh my gosh. And then that helped me understand who I am, and it also helped me that I'm not going to change who I am, you know, for nobody. And even with high school, it took like, it's like what, week 4 or 3, I don't know. It's still a learning process, but it takes time. Once you just, you know, be there, that's a big thing, being there. Because some children too, I realized that parents, guardians, in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. And it hurts me too when I have to shift gears, because y'all know grad school internships, you're there for a certain period of time. And then after that, you on your own. Like, you are now like the head in charge. So as I'm learning and I'm seeing is that, you know, be yourself. Empathy is a big thing. Put yourself in their shoes. Advocating. Like, it's been times where I advocated for my students because they couldn't do it for themselves. If you're not advocating for them or yourself, it's like it's...
What are you really doing?
Yes, right. And compassion is a big thing. Knowing for sure that you can work with children. Do not, and I mean, do not sign yourself up for any career that you know you cannot deal with children. Because having the compassion for them and the energy is a lot.
Well, it kind of piggies back on the conversation we had earlier about, you know, everything is not just for the money.
It's
like
not.
Some things you literally had to do with the freaking kindness of your heart, right? Like, you gotta have, and I have a real passion for kids. Like, I actually left the education system to then coach kids. Like, because I didn't leave because of the kids. It had nothing. I still wanted to work with kids for it. It was just really the politics of working education and the money and the system, and it just was like, I just felt like for what I was trying to do with kids, I couldn't get enough support. I just didn't have enough support to really do what I want to do. So, you know, I transitioned into sports with kids. And again, I'm still around them. I'm still building these relationships with them. You know, I got kids that I coached, and I think they're they about junior, senior year of high school by now. So it's love, you know what I mean? But yeah, like you said, like, your best ability is your availability, for sure, right? Like, when I ain't had nothing, I had me and I had my presence there for them. I might not have had no money to, you know, get them something to eat, or I might have had an attitude that day and they really had too much to say to them, but just my presence alone, right? Like, it was just enough for them. Consistency.
And the biggest thing too, you have to build rapport. Like, building that rapport is a must. Like, with me, I feel like for me, within my experience so far from undergrad and grad school, the girls attach onto me mostly. Boys, it takes time, you know, to get the feel, but the girls is straight like here. Like, I'm here. The nurturing, the caring, like and for me, growing up, I've dealt with those things of like dealing with certain teachers and staff that help me to this day. And just those scenarios and situations, they help me. Like, not only like my parents was there, but the staff helped me going to school. Because at first, like, career goals for me was all over the place. I knew children was the it thing. Like, I wanted to be a lawyer, and I wanted to do like family law, like making sure, you know, custody is being taken care of, child support, things like that. But then I was like, pandemic shift some gears for me, and it had me like really thinking like, is this for me? When I went to community college, at the counselor, she was like, human counseling help you, and you want to go to Morgan or not Howard, Lincoln, one of them schools, y'all. I was about to go there. Do that. Okay, did that. I was like, all right, I'm still keeping my passion for children, social work. Shout out to Morgan State University. They helped me understand that the dynamics of social work, what I put in, what I live for, and it took off from there. And what I learned is that children, also being in the city, because I went to school in the city, it was that, and then from outside looking in, from being a student to now working in a profession, mental health is a big thing that needs to be addressed more than ever this year. When I was younger, mental health, it was there, but we didn't have as many mental health problems until today. And social media is like a big thing. Like, we got social media going on. It's so much. And I'll never forget, I did a lesson. Well, I had a lesson with my undergrad supervisor about cyberbullying. Because, now, Baltimore City, they don't have the phones no more during the school hours. And that was a big thing. And it was just so many topics that, it was like, this needs to be addressed. And I'll say, like, it's not easy. It's not easy dealing with children at all. It's not. It's not. Because some days, they on 10, we having a good time. Some days, they on 100. And it's like, and it's hard to get them back. But once you have that rapport with them, it's like, okay. Like, I'll never forget, I had some times where I would not even be at internship. My supervisor called me like, look, your student, she got a moment. She ain't talking to nobody. She only want to talk to you.
No, that's funny that I'm not going to cut you off, but because I was thinking that in my brain the entire time, like, that's how important rapport is. You could get to a kid before their own teacher can, and they probably known the teacher before they knew you.
Yep.
And be around the teacher more than they be around you, but it's just that relationship, that rapport, that energy. Sometimes it's your aura. Sometimes it was just my aura. It was like, oh, Dad, they would go stand. What's that? Like, it's just so much. And so when they having them like major breakdowns and can't nobody talk to them, it's like you just hit a certain spot in them that nobody else gets to. So that's like super duper important for sure.
And going back to what you said, like, you felt like with the meeting them halfway, you just gotta be you. Like, I know it feel like, I gotta be me, but it's like, like, I made a joke a while back, like, yeah, I'm the cool social worker, but I'm also the strict one. I'm also make sure, like, look, we're going to get this shit done. I'm not gonna tell them that, though. Like, we're gonna get this work done, and I'm gonna help you mentally, but I'm not gonna have you slipping through the cracks on my watch. We're not doing that. Like, we're gonna hee ha ha sometimes, but if we're here if we're meeting to meet with your academics and this and that, we're gonna get that. We're gonna get out of the way first. We're gonna handle business before we have some fun,
Oh yeah.
But it's like too, because when I did elementary, middle school, well, mainly middle school. Elementary came like when the new year came in. I was like, wow. And it taught me a lot. It taught me a lot about myself too.
Yeah.
And in this career too, I even am a big advocate for even adults that's age serving, but the children to please get you some mental health.
Absolutely.
Because it's like we can do but so much, and we taking care of them, but it's like we also need to be taking care of
even
too.
your therapist got a therapist.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it's one of them things. Like, you gotta make sure you good. If you're not good, and honestly, that was another reason I left the education system, because I had got to a point where I just was mentally checked out. First of all, I was burnt out because of the school year. I was checked out because there was just so many things going on with me at that very moment that I just was like, yo, I'm just not in the same place I was when I first started doing this. If I'm not good, I can't make sure they good. It's impossible. They could come to me with their problems, and I might give them bad advice just based on my energy and how I'm feeling. Now I never want to be that kind of person. So that was another reason I walked away from it as well. It's crazy you bring the mental part up, but it's important. I mean, shit, your brain is the most, it's the strongest muscle in your body, but could also be the weakest if you let it. You know, so definitely important. Sure, get that mental right. Check on your friends. Check on your family members. Don't judge a smile and think that's it. Like, you'd be surprised. It'd be the happiest people out here really going through the most. You know what I mean? So it's definitely important to check up on your people for sure.
Yeah, it's very important. And then going back to, like, at times you see what's for you. You know what your niche is. Like, you like children, but in that school environment, it wasn't just for you. It wasn't for you, and that impacts with sports wise. Because for your impact with sports and stuff, that was like, okay, this is where I feel connected. This is where I feel comfortable, and this is where I get to be fully me without having to be like in a room, because you know, offices type stuff, like we out here on the field or whatever case may be. Like,
I noticed. I know. So it's crazy because I noticed that when I was coaching middle school basketball, I was still in the school. There was times where like players couldn't play because the academics, they acting up in class, stuff like that. And you know, like I was coach, but it was hard for me to, I guess, like divide the two, because I also was their I was their after school mentor as well. So it was kind of hard to like divide the two. Like, oh no, that's Coach Ted. So when it was time to do work with them in the after school program, it was so hard to connect with them right then and there. But when it came to coaching basketball, they all ears. These the same kids, right? The same ones, right? So that's when I was like, all right, maybe I'm not that guy like in the school. Maybe I should transition to just strictly sports, and I can connect with these people or these kids a lot better. And it's been it's worked for me. I'm the organization I coach for now. It's organization that's been around for a little bit, but we rebuild, right? Like it's just a whole new culture. None of the same coaches up there. Just like new players, new field, new everything. Brandon Scott, shout out to Mayor, got us a playground built up there. Got our field with a gate and everything up there, scoreboard, all that good stuff. Yeah. Shout out Brandon Scott. Shout out to Baltimore City Parks and Recs. It's just a whole new culture up there. I'm a part of it. I was at Pikesville coaching with my younger brother and his friends for a minute, and then I transitioned and did my own thing here at the Baltimore Terps. This is my second year now. Last year was a rebuilding year. I went there to coach 9 and under. We had a 10 and under, but they didn't have enough 10s, so they made me move my 9s up to 10s. And so then I had just a bunch of 9-year-olds playing 10. But we still had a good season. Still got a homecoming win, which is always big in youth sports. We lost first round in the playoffs. We competed as hard as we could, and that's when I knew like I could do this. This is stressful as fuck, but I still want to come to work every day and just put up with it and and figure it out. This is my second year. I'm at 11U now. I have all 11s, all the 9s that was playing 10s last year. We left them down to play 10U. They killing right now. And I got my 11s. We just got our first win of the season yesterday. And like I said, I'm just a part of like this. I love being a part of like just this new generation of that organization. And it's working for me. I created a chant that I started with my kids last year. Like strictly my kids. We were the only team to do it. And we still do it this year. And I happen to walk across the playground and I see a bunch of kids like my youngest son is, they're like 5, 6 years old. And they're like repeating the chant. And so like for me at that moment, I'm like, damn, I'm really like planting the seed for the next generation of this organization. So it feels good. I feel good. I love it. And hopefully, we have a good season this year. We working hard. We got a lot of good pieces. We got a couple new kids who just came right in. I mean, these guys are now like team captains. They scored all the touchdowns yesterday. They just, real game-changing kind of kids. They very respectful. They listen. They tough as nails. Yeah, man, we got a good group. And honestly, I think, and I was they were running on the field yesterday, and I was like, yo, this that one group, I'm gonna miss the hell out of when it's all said and done. Like, I'm gonna miss these guys, man. Like, it's love, because this group reminds me of my basketball team I had a couple of years ago when I coached the 8th grade. It was just so much talent on one team, like, and all. If we lose a game, it's strictly because we beat ourselves, right? I'm not being biased when I say that. Like, I know a good team when I see one, and this is another one for me. So it's hopefully we get all the way and make it worth our while.
That's good.
For sure.
That's really good. And I see you have a passion for it, and that enters.
You hear my voice, right?
Yeah.
For sure.
And that enters us within talking about the topic of sports. So now we're gonna dive a little deep. We took the surface of coaching and stuff. So we're gonna dive a little deep into sports offers, the teachers, the discipline, teamwork, resilient. But what lesson have you learned from taking the sports experience as a player to now as a coach in your everyday life?
Kind of what we spoke on earlier. I need these guys, and I stress it to them. I say, I know y'all kids. Some of y'all got dreams of going to the NFL. Let me be real with you. Everybody don't make it to the NFL. And this is not me saying you're not going to make it. What I'm saying is take everything you can out of this game, other than just the skills, other than just the tackling and the blocking. Take literally the life lessons from this. Understand why we come to practice and we do the same routine every practice. Understand why, there's a big difference between when you're running a sprint up and back and you start jogging towards the end, or stop running before you get to that line. Understand why I'm yelling at you for that, because you got to always, take yourself to the next level. That those things are gonna, are going to be equivalent to you in real life when it comes to working hard and being consistent, building that discipline, creating good habits for yourself, getting rid of old habits. Like, these are all the things that we do during the season. I tell them, there's a real specific reason why there's a 7-day week and you practice 3 days out of those weeks and you only got one game. It's a real practice is that important. You're creating good habits for yourself to transition them into the game. That game is the same thing as real life. Every day you wake up, be disciplined. Find a routine. Like, all of those things. Like, I could go on and on about it, right? But just letting them know, this game is bigger than just scoring touchdowns and, making tackles and stuff like that. It's bigger than the chants. It's bigger than the homecomings. It's bigger than all that. Like, there are real live life lessons. Quarterback, you messed that pass up. I don't need you to talk back to me and give me an excuse on this, that. Just be accountable. Because in real life, when you fuck up, the only time for that is to be accountable. So that's what I try, digging their brain. It's probably the most challenging part, because they can run a route, but when it comes to being accountable, not talking back, being respectful, those things can, get a little tricky. I mean, they kids, but that's where the work is done at, right? I can get these guys to run the ball. I can get them to catch. I can get them to tackle. Can I get you to take pride into your education? Can I get you to take pride in respecting your parents? You guys will be men one day. Can I get you to take pride in being a man? Like, doing what you got to do, taking care of your family. Like, can I get you to do that? And these guys, I got 11 youth, so, they're just getting out of elementary school, going into middle school. So, and I try to tell them, like, y'all not, newsflash, buddy. I say word for word. Newsflash, buddy, y'all not mommy's babies no more. Now, don't get me wrong. Y'all still young enough where, I'm not saying you got to pay bills, right? But, why if you left your helmet and shoulder pads home, why is that your mother's fault? No, that's your fault. So it's like teaching them the responsibility thing, right? Y'all stepping into the age where some of y'all going to start getting keys to your house and got to be in there by yourself. And your mom has to trust you to be in there by yourself, right? So these are the certain, because I'm still young. I know you like to call me old all the time, but I'm still young. I'm still young. I'm saying this to make a point. I'm still young enough to remember how it was for me when I got to middle school. Those were the years where I started to think I was grown a little bit. I'm starting to step out. I'm starting to make bad choices and stuff like that.
You're smelling yourself.
You smelling yourself, right? I know for me, I got my first piece of poom poom in like 7th grade, and you couldn't tell me nothing. I'm gonna be honest. Like that at that moment, I'm like, okay, I got it. I'm good, right? But no, those things lead you down the wrong path. You feel me? Like you don't need to do that. You know what I mean? Focus on your education. Focus on the love of your family. You know, find God, stuff like that. Like,
yes,
become a student athlete. Student comes before athletes for a specific reason, right? Like, you're not gonna make it on the field if you don't make it in the classroom. I need you to take pride in that. I need you to understand how important that is. And we start now, like, you know, anytime the parents, bring their progress reports. We want to see it. Go, they F up the school, bring them to the field. Don't leave them home. Don't leave them home. Bring them to the field. We got something for them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they need it. They need that. It takes a village. I mean, I got my own kids. I got my own kids, so I know how important it is that a village is needed. Yes. It just is. I mean, 2 parents are just not enough. I don't care what nobody say. It's not enough.
It's not enough.
It's not enough. So
not.
I know I'm talking your head off.
No, you're making valid points because it's like, you know, with children, you have to prepare them for the world. Like, you have to prepare them for what's to come. Like, for me, speaking on like a 2-parent household, it's, you know, it's like they can't do but so much, and it's like I'm the oldest, so it's like, you know, I'm sort of kind of like second hand in command. Yeah. So it does take a village to raise a family, and sometimes too, the village may not be that big. Like for me, like it was not that big, and I'm honestly not ashamed to say that because I thank God for my parents for shaping me into who I am today, because it made me realize who I am, and that made me understand what I'm here for, as well as molding how I am into the children that I serve.
Absolutely.
Because some of them don't have that, you know, like some of them are dealing with single moms, dads, grandma taking care of them.
Broken single moms at that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the guardians. Some of them, like, you know, guardianship with the aunts, uncles, or maybe in foster care, whatever. Like, you know, and it's very important that you shape children in a way that you want them to be. Like, you know, they say, sometimes your parents or guardians say they want you to be better than what they are. And I even mold that within my siblings. Like, you know, it's not easy, especially being a role model. It's not easy. Like, I had some slip-ups. Like, people be like, you did what? Yes, I did. I'm human. You know, because people will see you.
You're the oldest out of your siblings? You're the oldest?
Yes, I'm the oldest. And, you know, sometimes people will see you like, I wouldn't expect that for you to happen. I'm human. Stuff happens.
Let me ask you this. Do you think you put a lot of pressure on your siblings?
I feel like with education, yes. Because coming up, education for me was like, you know, elementary. I liked school, but like I never really understood the concept of homework. Like, my father sat down with me because like my mother would work during the day. He taking care of us, but then he gotta, you know, come. They shifting gears, you know, shifting shifts.
That's love.
And I hated homework. And to this day, I thank him so much for molding me to the person I am today, because if not, I think I wouldn't be here. Because, you know, if he just let me just put in anything, I probably wouldn't even be where I'm at. Yeah. So if it wasn't for my father to push me to how I am today, I wouldn't be where I'm at now, especially with pushing my siblings to be a little bit, you know, better than where I'm at. Like, you know, it ain't easy at all. It's not. But I watched my parents, you know, my mother going to school, online, college, doing papers. My father helped her doing papers. And then when I got to a certain age, I was helping my siblings do homework while I'm doing homework too. So it was like education was key, and it still is to this day. Like my brother, he in college now, you know, his sophomore year. And my sister's about to go to high school. Maybe go to college. This her last year in high school. So, you know, and I always tell people too, because people be like, make little jokes about us, you know, like, oh, y'all cool. No, it's not. I don't believe in the rich kids. What they be saying? Like, y'all so rich, y'all privileged, spoon-fed.
Okay.
No. And I say this as humble as possible. I'm not no better than the next person. And don't let the material things fool you. Because, like, it's been times where even when I was in college.
Off, y'all.
Even when I was in college, even when I was in college working 2 jobs and stuff, it was not easy. Like, even now, my biggest fear was paying for a tuition. Like, you know, like, it ain't easy. And I always say I'm not no bigger than the next person because you see what I'm doing. Yeah, but it's hard as hell out this mother to even get through it.
Yes.
It's not easy. I'm making it look easy, but it's not. Like, it's times where I have moments where I wouldn't even talk to no one to mentally prepare for what's to come in my life.
Right.
Like, this new chapter I'm in right now, I had to basically distance myself from people, not for, you know, nothing bad, but like
sometimes that's what's needed.
Like how they say, life be life and shit happens. Like, I'm not even ready to lie to you. Yeah. And I'm only 23. You know?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes
it's
you know, not to reference sports or anything, but sometimes you gotta call an ISO.
But that impacts too. That impacts too because, like, I played sports, but it wasn't like, it was just for the fun of it, like, you know. But I mean, high school when I played soccer, it helped me learn like teamwork and also like resilience and also responsibilities.
Right.
And even like from home with my parents and my siblings, like, we had to build around that. It was love, but it was like times like, look, we also had to prepare for, like, you know, things gonna happen, but it's like all we got is us. You know, and I'm real big on protection, and that's how I am within my personal life and professional life. Protection is key. If you're in my presence, I'm gonna protect you regardless.
For sure.
It don't matter how big or small it is, I'm gonna protect you, especially children. Like, cause coming up, like I said, like, my mother would work, my father would take care of us. He would not, like, kids or all, like, our friends would always come over and stuff, not leaving nobody out. No. And that's how I feel too within my passion, even as an adult. And certain settings, you may go places and you feel left out, and I'll be like, bye. Because I know what I can take and what I can't take. And that impacts with your mental health. What room I can be in, I know what room's not for me. If that makes sense.
All money ain't good money, baby.
It's not.
For sure.
That too.
I got you.
But also too, I'm real big on your conscience. And your gut. And everything I do.
Your gut. So I got too much gut. It's my gut good. Gained a little weight over this past year, so, you know.
Like, if it's telling me something, and I teach this to my siblings and the students I serve. If your gut is telling you something and you don't feel comfortable with it, listen to it, because it's helped you in so many ways. And if your gut is telling you to speak on it, advocate for yourself.
Y'all got a word for that.
Advocate.
Females got a word for that.
What?
Women's intuition.
Oh, well.
My intuition told me you was with that.
I don't see. Look, I'm not even see. Y'all look. See, we about to close this because now he on different topics.
No.
But it's okay. But like for me, like too, like I'm the oldest. I was like raised to be a girl and a boy to prepare for life because you never know what can happen. You know, yeah, that women's intuition. But you also got to learn the basic stuff and certain things that a man doing too.
Yeah.
You know, because sometimes like I'm not doing that. I'm a woman. Shit. If I gotta do this, it's a man's job. I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna wait.
I appreciate that.
I'm not gonna do that. And you know,
I do appreciate
it takes time. Like, I'm not gonna not judging no one.
Fast?
It takes time. Don't rush it. You know, don't feel like I'm not attacking. You know, it takes time to know. You know, but I'm big on like anything a man can do, a woman can do, and anything a woman can do, a man can do.
So that's not. Don't think that's true. I'm gonna be honest. Now, what I will say is, though, as a man, when a woman does say that, like, it makes a man want to do it for you even more.
Okay.
Like Drake said in his rhyme, I don't know why I want an independent woman to need me. Like, that's like a fucking line that just sticks in my brain.
I feel like
they be the ones I be really wanting to help.
Because I'm very independent. My family taught me, my parents taught me I'd be independent. But also, too, you know, if someone's helping you and it's genuine, let them. But it's like when you so like, I'm independent, I got this, I got that. And then when it's a guy or somebody, it's like, what? You want to help me? Like,
why? You should allow them to help you. You should allow them to help you. I get the whole like independent woman thing, but I do feel like if a man is trying to help you, again, because more than likely men are more genuine in them type of situations when it's with an independent woman than when it's with a dependent woman. Think about it like this. Think about it like this.
I had to take them all
think
the
about
way
it like,
off for this.
No, think about it like this though. A man who's not genuine, when he's not genuine, it's usually because it's a dependent woman. Think about it. That woman only gonna rock with him because she needs something out of him. You don't think a man know that? Okay. Come on, yo. Think about set it off on I'm in a bind, Nate. Right? so the whole real quick though. So in that moment, he's not genuine with her when he's giving her the money. He wants something out the deal. Why? Because she's dependent in that situation.
Some other time.
Now, when it comes to an independent woman, yo, a man is trying to come through, see what you, all right, she got this, that, and third to the table. Cool. I got you. Don't worry about that. That's the, yo, I'm telling you.
Okay.
Listen, I'm trying to put you on game right quick. Yo, that in that situation, a man is going to be more genuine. Yeah. So you should allow a man. Don't think, oh, he just want this, that, and the third. Like
that's vice versa for men too, because there's women out here that you know
what?
That love an independent man, but you know sometimes let them help too.
Oh yeah, it's the same thing for like women don't like men that's dependent on women. Like no. That's a turn off, right? That's like a
it's scary a little
red
bit.
Flag.
It's a little scary. It depends on the situation, but it's still a little scary.
So ladies, if you let that man come over your house,
please
and
stop.
he fucked the
stop.
shit out.
Stop. Like, did I just say stop? What are you doing?
You can't say that?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What are you doing?
I'm sorry.
No.
I'm trying to put him on game.
I get what you said.
My bad. Oh, I can't cuss, or is it the content?
You can cuss, but the content, like, no, we.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, can I say it in a more cool way?
Anyway, what he's saying is, don't let them take advantage of you. If you know, like, if it's one thing, don't bait into it.
But boom. I'm gonna clean it up.
Oh,
if he come through and do his thing, and he cleaning up, fixing things around the house.
Cut. Stop. He ain't
got nowhere to stay.
It's not. No.
He ain't got nowhere to go, sis.
No. That's the intuition, y'all. Just and everything in life. All seriousness, I don't care.
I gotta have a little bit of fun.
Please, yeah. Lord have mercy. Anything, just please have that conscience. Like, look, bro, sis, like, nah.
Yeah.
That even goes for like family, friends. Like, no, and it's okay. You gotta. Your mental matters, and I tell people all the time. My piece is an investment that I invest in for some time, and I be damned till to be messed up. Sorry. Okay, I want y'all to live by that. And that's big. Now going back to music. Music is a big thing. Especially the artist, especially the genre, especially what the music, like what's the lyrics are very addressing to. Shout out to Adonis, our engineer. Then the music that he serves and he says, you know, prime example, I can hear and feel and understand what the message is being told. Now to you.
Yeah.
From an artist standpoint and from why are you geeking over there? Oh. Got him out there. From an artist standpoint and from like a fan standpoint, like how has music played a role in your life? Like how has it impacted your outlet and inspiration or both? Y'all, he got me so heated right now.
Alright, so when it comes to music, it just shapes. Honestly, it really shapes who you are. Like just outside of me, just period. I do feel like the music you listen to growing up definitely shapes the type of person you are. Unless you have like real discipline and self-control, because you know. For me, I could listen to Boosie when I was younger and not want to go pick up a gun and shoot somebody. Like that's. Okay. But for some people,
yeah, that's their
inspiration. That's their inspiration. Like you know, I remember I was dating this chick and she said every time before her homegirls go fight, they would listen to that Keys, Nicki Minaj, this, like pump them up to go fight.
Like, so for some people, music actually kind of like control. It just does something to you. So for me, on why, you know, I grew up more calm, cool, collective, thought things through before I did. Well, I sometimes still did dumb shit anyway, but most of the time I would think things through. You know, just a cool, laid back guys, because I listen to artists like Kanye, like Drake, and I think I get my ambition and dream chasing from like the Meek Mills of the world.
I knew that was coming.
Did I say Kanye?
You did.
Did I say J. Cole?
No, you did not.
Yeah, J. Cole, Wale.
Now you want to add that in there and try to. Okay.
I listen to Wale.
Now you trying to add that in there.
I listened to Wale back in like 07. Nike boots. Interscope Wale. Beautiful Bliss featuring Melanie, Fiona, and J. Cole.
Yes.
We go way back. Attention deficit, baby. Like that ain't about nothing.
Okay, he knows something.
So yeah, for sure. I remember when Wale called 92Q and was wilding out. Yeah, because it was something. I think he was beefing with Boss Man or something like that. Yes, I'm a hip hop historian for sure. But nah, like even like I get my freestyling from like inspiration by King Los. I got a chance to be in a cypher with him when I was like 16. That was real big for me. Rick Ross helped me understand entrepreneurship, and hey, you can get money outside of rap, and that's when I started to sell my t-shirts and started my own little record label in high school and stuff like that. Yeah, so music is just, I mean, it's just been everything for me. I mean, it's I even carry it into coaching, like it, you know, just the creativity. Like I could take what football has already been before I was a part of it and kind of just put my own creative twist on it. And that really comes from my creativity within music. So yeah, music is, I mean, it's just everything for me. Everything. It's not a thing that hasn't happened in my life that I didn't write about or talk about or go to the studio and record. Like it's, I mean, I almost feel like a new person right now because I haven't been making music. I feel like there's like, am I like, this is just like the adult version of Tez? Like, who is this guy? Because he's just, I mean, I was just so used to just waking up every day writing, recording, performing, promoting. Like, yo, just consistently day to day, every day of my, I mean, from like 13 all the way to like, what, 26, 27, I think. I'm 29 now, so I put music out earlier this year, a couple freestyles and stuff like that. I think for me at this point, my passion is just elsewhere, but music never leaves and never dies. I mean, Don could play a beat right now and I'll freestyle for 10 minutes straight. Like it just doesn't go anywhere. It's like riding a bike, right? Like I've done it for so long that I've mastered it, and now it just lives with me. It's like my shadow. Okay. So,
and you hit those questions in that section. So now we're going to talk a little bit about culture, the lens, because you did talk a little bit deep about like what a younger generation, like them understanding about owning their identity and embracing like adulthood and things like that. So when it comes to culture, it's constantly evolving. So what part of today's culture excites you the most? And what parts do you feel we need to challenge, to rethink? It could be within the music, the sports, what you see on a daily life within that.
I would really just like to get back to letting things live a little bit before we just kill it and opinionate it to death. I get it that like we're in this like social media era or world now where like everybody just think they got an opinion because they got a tongue, right? Like I just miss, because I was alive long enough to where as though like even albums, good albums would last 8 months to a year.
Yeah, on the 100 Billboard charts and stuff like that.
Well, that, but more like just the album. It like there's just certain albums that I live with for just a certain amount of time. Like I can remember where I was when this album dropped. I can remember how I felt. It was certain songs that it felt like, damn, he talking to me. Take Care. I was sophomore year of high school, starting to,
and he talking about Drake, Take Care, y'all.
Yeah, Drake, Take Care. Like when that came out for me, it was like, cause like that was a point in time where I started having like little girlfriends and stuff like that, being fake in love and stuff like that.
Oh wow.
Nah, seriously.
But yeah.
So like there's certain songs that just
it
talk
has
to
you
me.
Like.
It feels like you're literally living with it, right? So when it comes to music, I think I do miss that part of it. I guess sports. I don't know.
How about being a dad?
Being a dad. Being a dad. Like, what do you mean? Like, how has it shaped me, or how has it changed?
Like, how has like it shaped you, especially like where you are at now versus when they were coming up? Like when you started being a dad, like the culture, like how did that shape you versus to now?
That's a good question. And now I'm like really using my brain. I think. Well, I will say this. There, like between having cause my 10-year-old about to be 11 in like 3 days. I have no idea what I'm getting for his birthday. Jesus, like just time just be flying. And then my 5-year-old, though, like just having those two at 5, almost 6 years separately was just a major difference for me. Like I was 18 when I had my first son. I ain't even know nothing. I thought I did. I ain't know shit about having kids. I didn't know how to change a pamper. Nothing. Like, so I think with my kid now, I was a little bit more prepared for it. It was an off guard kind of thing, because I definitely thought once he was 5 turning 6 at the time, so I definitely thought I was done with changing pampers and getting grown up on and all that. And then boom, out of nowhere it happened all over again. And I'm trying to answer your question the right way. I guess when it comes to the culture of things, I don't know. Like,
That's understandable.
Yeah, I don't know. I just know me as a dad, period, I'm not the same guy as I was child 1 to child 2.
Okay.
1, I was still a kid. The other one, I was a full, well, not full grown man, but I was more grown than I was at 18. And now at this point, fully grown, I'm figuring this shit out. And I had to understand that, your life is just not going to be the same when you're a full-time dad. Like a lot of guys out here, and it's no knock on them. Shit, even my dad when I was younger, guys just so caught up just living their lives that they forget that, your kid is literally a part of your life. Like a part, like it should be an everyday occurrence. But due to our culture, guys are just not used to that. Like it's became a norm that niggas just had the babies and just go about their business. I see the baby when I see him. Like for some guys, it's really like that, and it's sad, right? Yeah. But that's just the culture we in for real. If that.
Yeah, that's ties a little bit deeper too, because like it goes to show like you're not in that.
No, not at all. Like I have a set schedule with my BM. We do the very best we can to co-parent, and I had to even learn that co-parenting doesn't just mean y'all get along and you both get the baby. Like no, like when it's time to pay for shit, you put your half up, I put my half up. The time you get them half of the week, I get another half of the week. Even down to you take them to the doctors when you off, or I take them to the doctors when I'm up. Like just I mean, it's literally like side by side, 50-50. That's it. That's all. It's no you come when you want, you pop out when you want, you here when you want to be. That's just not that's not what I'm on. So.
And that's a good thing. That's a good thing too. So for all the soon-to-be fathers out there and stuff, I hope this helps y'all a lot too, a little bit deeper, because like I said, you don't hear these type of topics often. Like going back to Mike again, shout out to Mike, because he dived a lot of deep into, like, for him within like winning a custody battle for his child, and then
That's,
just
that. Yes. I'm sorry, not to cut you off, but from just a parent's perspective, that shit not easy.
It's not. It's not at all.
It's one of them things.
From the outside looking in, really, I don't got no kids.
It's really one of them things where it's like, it almost sounds like he beat a murder case. Like, sure, like, no, like, I know that sounds crazy, but from a parent's perspective, you're like, yo, how did you do that? Like, seriously, like, and what lawyer did you talk to? Like,
he did it himself.
Who was on the jury for this?
I ain't gonna tell you.
No, not yeah,
but I'm gonna let you know. You gonna have to listen to his session, because the way he broke it down, it had me like about to be in tears, because like you don't hear a lot of people, especially men, black men, representing their self.
I'm telling you,
to get custody of their child and to do all that. That's a lot. So shout out to all the real dads out there, the mothers, all that, because it's not easy from the outside looking in, because I don't have no children yet. I applaud y'all, because it's not a full-time job.
Well, I appreciate you for understanding, because a lot of people who don't have kids, they just, it's almost like talking to a kid.
Sometimes.
For some people it is. Like, even down when honestly, I got a bunch of friends who don't got kids, and when we were younger, I'm the only one out the friend group with a kid, and I'm trying to be fair to my BM at the time and stuff like that. Yo, I can't go out. But what you mean you can't go out? Man, leave that baby up. Like, come on, yo, that baby.
Yeah,
what you talking about, bro? Like, so then that, but then that'll even kind of make you distance yourself anyway. Not because I had a baby. No, now it's because I don't even want to be around these niggas.
From what I've seen, like, I don't have many friends that have kids, but like I've known dudes I came across, have friendships and stuff with, they even like, look, sometimes I'm not even with my homeboys because like I'm working on taking care of my child or my kids.
Yeah.
And I salute them, because I be like, hey, like, when did you ever have a moment to decompress with yourself? Like, don't get me wrong, I'm here for y'all, taking care of your kids, but you also gotta make sure too that you like, because they're watching you.
Check this out.
It is not easy.
I make sure I got time to decompress, because motherfucker can't tell me nothing at this point. Like, I even tell my baby mother the same thing. Like, yo, I don't want to hear about, oh, you ain't do, miss. I don't want to hear about none of that. He with me just as much as he with you. So if I want to take time to myself and go do this, that, and third, I can do that, because I put myself in a position where I'm here 100%. Just like you're here 100%, you take your time to decompress. I'm going to take mine. So that's where we at with it.
Yeah. Love that. Love that.
Sure.
And lastly, before we close out, guys, because it's been a mouthful, looking back so far, what's one eye-opening moment in your journey that has shifted how you see your life now?
It's really, really hard to be strong.
It is.
It's really, really hard to do things on your own.
Very.
It's really easy to be looked at as a burden. It's really easy to give up. It's really easy to, how can I put this? It's really easy to fail. Yeah. It's really fucking easy to fail. It's really hard to pass. It's really hard to get to the next level. These things are really, really hard. It's really easy to become prideful when you're used to hearing no. I didn't really grow up spoiled. Wasn't really my path, wasn't really the deck of cards I had. So I've always kind of tend to being on my own, and what you learn during the process or during the journey is when you do happen to have your hand out and somebody makes you feel crazy about whatever they gave you, and you become prideful. Really easy to become prideful. So for me, I'm at a place in my life now where like I'm good. I'll figure it out. It's stressful. It's hard. It makes me want to just say fuck it and just lay down and say and just like fucking lay through the fucking chaos, right? Like, but I can't. I can't. I got people depending on me. Growing up, I've always been a leader because I was a good follower. And what I mean by good follower, that means I was good at following the good leaders. Like I knew who to follow. That's a good follower. You can be a bad follower. You can follow the wrong shit and then end up fucking your life up. No, I was a follower, but I was a good follower. I followed what I looked up to and what could get me to another level mentally, spiritually, all that good stuff. When it came to my OGs, when it came to just older guys I hung with that, you know, was on they shit for real, you know what I mean? Even older women, my aunties and stuff like that, they get money bosses for sure, you know what I mean? I know I'm making this answer real quick.
No.
But the eye opener was, yo, nobody's coming to save you. It's really fucking hard. Life is hard. Life hurts. You lucky if you find some pleasant moments. But for the most part, what? What did I say wrong?
What did you say? Pleasant moments. What does that mean?
Where like there certain like so life is a marathon, right? In between the day you born and the day you die, most of the time, depending on how your life is, by default, it's hard. With luck or with really good hard work and a little bit of luck, you'll find different pleasant eras during your life.
I wanted to make sure, y'all. I'm sorry, because
what
you already cut up a little bit, so we had to make sure.
Oh, no, my mind not even there. No, hell no. No. Fuck no. No, I'm saying, like, and I'm pretty sure they knew that I was on point. See how she did that?
Y'all
but anyway, nah, it's just one of them things. Like, life is hard by default. You're really lucky if you find these pleasant moments during your life where this shit feels like love. It feels like you're on top of the world. You're lucky if those things happen, because for most people, this shit is hard from the day they born to the day they fucking die, right? So, yeah, it's really hard. It hurts, but keep going.
Yeah. What I would like to say is,
because what you say in the beginning, there's a rainbow at the end of the storm.
Bad times don't last forever, because after every storm there is a rainbow, and you're getting closer and closer every day to that rainbow. And that's what I'm about to say to you. I feel like it's not luck, it's blessings. And one thing I've learned too, when we go through them bad blessings, they're also teaching you things.
Absolutely.
Because at first I was like, why is this happening? But I'm honoring it because it was meant to happen. And I'm learning through the situation. As well as when you say too, at times it's like, it's rough, but it's like, it's teaching you too that you gotta pour into yourself before you can pour into others. And let someone even try to pour into you if they're not here. Yeah. If that makes sense.
All the sense in the world.
So, like, bad times don't last forever, but they do help us and shape us for them good times, them good blessings and stuff that is coming. And I'm big on manifestation. It's real. But in order for it to come true, you got to put in that work. It's not going to fall in the sky and be like, hey, it's for you. No. In order for you to get to that point, you got to put your best foot forward. Like taking a test. You want this job or this career. You got to study. You got to do this in order for the results to come. To be with a person. Sometimes you got to take some steps back. Like, okay, this might not be working. You got to, it's a time for everything, but it's also too, you got to think on it. But you also got to make sure that you're up to par before you can set yourself up for anything in this life. You can't just push yourself out in the forefront and you don't know nothing. Yeah. It's like, you're not prepared. And that's the worst thing to ever do. Like, I got it. But you put yourself out there, it's like, what the hell is this? Like, what I'm doing. So, I get it. It's life be lifing. But you learn from it, and You accept the blessings and the things that the bad times. So you appreciate and love on them bad times.
Yeah.
And also appreciate them good times two.
Yeah.
Because it helps you. Like going back to the episode, I forgot what episode it was. But going back to, the struggling, you want to struggle, but sometimes you hustling and you struggling. You don't want to keep I'm just struggling. No, you hustling and you're getting to, you're struggling, but you're hustling to where you want to get at.
Oh, yeah, I never think I'm out of the game. As long as it's $1 to make, I never think I'm out of the game.
But not even just $1 too. Some people hustling just to mentally prepare for this stuff. Sometimes the money is like, it's going to come, but mentally I'm hustling to make sure that my mental is there before I can make sure that I'm able.
That was an analogy that I used.
Okay.
It wasn't really about the dollar.
Thank you for educating me.
No, I'm just saying, like, long as there's another day, well, really, it's really based on, like, as long as there's another day to live, there's always another opportunity to be great. So that's I kind of use the dollar as a reference, but
see, look, y'all, you learn something new every day.
Yeah, for sure.
Because sometimes too, we think about that hustle, we think about that money, and we don't think about other things impacting that. Because in order for you to be able to hustle, and you got to make sure you mentally, physically, emotionally prepared for this financial stability. But without further ado, I thank you so very much for taking the time out your busy day to come by with me.
Wild.
Your hands are warm.
3 fingers.
That was not 3 fingers.
Like firm handshake there. That was 3. You had one hanging out.
Not.
This one hanging out like that.
No, it wasn't.
I know what I felt.
Anyway, y'all, thank you for taking the time out of your day to come just vibe out and let people learn about you. I appreciate
you. This is such a great professional setting. I almost forgot we used to wild out in here a couple years ago because of how you got it set up. This is love. This is beautiful. Keep doing your thing. Definitely will be watching from afar. I definitely appreciate what you bring to the game for sure. So
thank you. And I thank you again. Hoping for nothing but
she bought me food, y'all. I gotta go. We gotta go eat. She bought me food.
Oh, you gotta,
It's not every day a pretty girl buys you food. You
know? My gosh.
Let's get it.
But without further ado, thank you. Thank you so much. I thank you guys for taking the time out of your busy day to listen to watch as well. And I cannot wait to see y'all soon. Bye.
Peace.